Aren't persisting and detaching two completely different, almost contradictory states to be in? Are you wondering how you're supposed to do both of these at the same time to manifest your desires? If you've ever asked these questions, you're not alone. My clients ask this all the time, and honestly, I did too, myself. I was wondering, how am I supposed to do both of these things at once? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain why persistence and detachment are not actually contradictory states at all. And once you understand them correctly, it becomes effortless to embody both at the same time. And you're definitely going to want to stick around to the end because I'm going to share the most common mistakes I see people making with persistence and detachment, mistakes that can completely stall your manifestation without you even realizing it. So stick around to the end. And if you're new here, hello, I am your Muse, Traci. On this channel, I teach you how to peel back the false layers of limiting beliefs that were never yours to begin with and unlock your infinite nature so manifestation becomes effortless. Now let's dive into the topic today. So let's start with the big misconception about persistence. And, people think, I've seen the people I've worked with, and again, even with myself and my own experience, people think persistence means holding on tightly, almost with a death grip on their desire, while detaching means completely letting go, like releasing it, like almost like you have to stop wanting it. So of course, when you think of those two things, and you hear that you need to do both of them, they seem contradictory. How can I hold on and let go at the same time? It sounds like it's impossible to do that. But here's the truth. Persistence and detachment are not opposites, they're complementary. They work together, and you really can't have one without the other. So let's first talk about persistence and clear it up, exactly what it is. Persistence is not about constant effort. It's not about constant repetition or fighting your doubts all day long. It's not about, constantly telling yourself something so that you're doing something to get your manifestation. That is not what persistence is. Persistence is simply staying in the knowing, holding the inner assumption that what you desire is already true for you. It's holding the inner knowing, this is who I am now. This is mine. This is done. It's not about effort, and it's not about micromanaging. It's about gently returning again and again and again to the state of being that, the state where you already have it, the state of complete contentment and ease and rest, the state of already having it. You can also call it living in the end. It's a state of being, the state of having it. There's a distinct difference between there's this thing that I want and I don't have it yet. That's one state of being. And then the other state of being of this is mine. I have this now. And the state of persistence is this one. It's the one where you already have it. And you do not need physical proof, physical evidence, physical 3D reality to be or do anything for you to be in this state. Think of it this way. If you've decided you're a homeowner and you're in a loving relationship, or you're financially free, pretty much pick any topic that you want to talk about. You don't need to convince yourself of it every 5 seconds. You just rest in the truth of it. You make a decision, you create an assumption, and you stay there. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to stay there for forevermore. It means you choose that state of being, you choose the state of already having it, and you stay there for as long as you can. It is likely that you will fall out at some point, whether due to physical circumstances or something happening in your mind. That's normal. All you have to do is notice when you get out of the state and simply move yourself back into the state. That's what persistence is. You keep choosing the assumption again and again and again and again and again. That's what persistence is. So that's different from constantly affirming, constantly efforting, right? Because with your assumption, you choose it and then you stay there for as long as you can stay there. And so it's not constantly affirming. So I know I just said you choose it again and again, but don't get that confused with constantly affirming, okay? It's very different. So now let's talk about the truth about detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean that you've given up or you decided you don't want it anymore, or you're even pretending that you don't want it anymore. That's not it at all. Detachment simply means that you're not obsessing over when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, or what it looks like moment to moment to moment in the 3D reality right now. And it means you don't need your 3D reality to change right now because you know that it will, as it's always reflecting you. It's always following you. Think about planting a seed. You put the seed in the soil, you know it's there, you don't keep digging it up every day or every 5 minutes to check if it's sprouting yet. You know that that will destroy what the seed is naturally going to do. You know that'll kill the seed. So instead, you plant the seed and you trust the process and you let it unfold. That's detachment. It's the energy of trust. It's the energy of knowing that it's already done and being unbothered about the middle. So how do they work together? Here's the beautiful part about it. When you persist in your inner reality, when you know your desire is already yours before there's any proof externally, detachment happens naturally. It's a natural byproduct. This is why I don't teach people to detach. Detachment is a byproduct of the work you do in persisting. Persisting can feel like a little bit of work. You have to keep choosing it, and that's okay. Let it be some work. Just like any new habit you're creating, you have to practice and you have to work at it in the beginning. So, detachment is the byproduct of the work you do in persisting, in knowing that it's already done. Because you're no longer worried about whether it's not coming. You're not watching the clock or analyzing every little thing in the 3D reality, your current circumstances. You're simply in the state of already having it. And you trust the rest will unfold naturally, effortlessly. So persistence and detachment are not contradictory. They're actually complementary, and together they are effortless. You persist in knowing who you are, and you detach from needing the outside world to confirm it right this moment. If you need something to be confirmed right this moment, there is a lack of trust. There's some type of doubt, some type of doubt going on inside of you. That's the best word. I was going to say another word, but that's the best word. It's doubt. It's embodying the end while being relaxed and free about the middle. So now, as I promised, let's go over some common mistakes that I see that can completely throw everything off, that you definitely want to be aware of so that you can avoid. So persistence mistakes. The biggest mistake I see is people think persisting is obsessively repeating affirmations and essentially trying to force their manifestation. Another common mistake is constantly checking 3D to see if it's working. Again, this is the needing the evidence because you have doubt. And, to sum that up, it's basically treating persistence as effort instead of this natural state of just choosing and deciding. What are some common mistakes with detachment? Thinking it means giving up. You never have to give up your desire. Never, ever. I mean, most of the time you can't anyway. So that would be a lost cause if you really needed to give it up. Acting like you don't care at all. That's another mistake I see, which just creates suppression and denial. Confusing detachment with indifference. So again, this is why detachment is so misunderstood. That's why I don't teach it that often in my videos. I definitely teach it to my one-on-one clients, but it is, again, a natural byproduct of the work you do to persist. And the overall mistake that I see people making is trying to persist and detach as two separate techniques. They're not techniques, they're states of being. And once you step into the knowing of persistence, detachment flows automatically. Again, it is a natural byproduct of persisting. I can't say that enough times. If you're not naturally reaching the state of detachment, you're most likely making the mistakes I mentioned about persisting, or you're thinking about persisting in the wrong way. So, what's the correction? Persistence is simply standing in your truth, the truth of who you are, first and foremost, right? Even before we're standing in the truth of our new assumption, it's the truth of who you are. And most people fail to start here, which is exactly why I teach what I teach in my one-on-one coaching program and in my courses and in all of my teachings. We always start here with the knowing and integrating who you are. This is the foundation of everything that you want to do with manifesting. It's the foundation that everything is built on. Another correction, detachment is simply letting go of resistance and control, leaning into the faith and knowing that what is meant for you, aka also known as your desire, cannot and will not miss you. If you desire it, it's meant for you to have it. You are meant to have it. And all that is really required here at the end of the day is for you to assume it and persist in that assumption. Stop saying, I don't have this, or I can't have this, or I'm not good enough, or it's not working. This is really all that is required, is for you to get out of your own way, assume that it's already done, and allow it to show up in your reality. Assume it and watch it flow into your reality effortlessly. Now, if you struggle with that, it's likely due to the programming. And that's, again, why I teach what I teach. The programming is the thing that throws you out of the state constantly and makes it a struggle to stay in the state of your wish fulfilled. And it doesn't need to be that way. So, to bring it all together, persistence is the inner knowing, detachment is the release of outer resistance, and together, they are not contradictory at all. They're actually the perfect balance that makes manifestation effortless. And here's what I want you to reflect on. Where in your life are you mistaking persistence for forcing, or detachment for giving up? Notice where you're making these super common mistakes and how it can be delaying or, prolonging the shift that you're actually looking for in your reality. Because shifting out of those misunderstandings can and will change everything. So, did this help clear up the whole persistence versus detaching confusion for you guys? I hope that it did. I intend that it did. If so, like the video and let me know in the comments what your biggest aha moment was. And if this resonated with you and you want my help in peeling back the layers of conditioning that are preventing you from persisting in your chosen assumption, or preventing you from dropping into the knowing and the trust that allows you to detach, you can check out the link in the description and in the pinned comment for my one-on-one coaching program. And as always, thank you so much for watching, my loves. And remember, your desires are already yours. All you have to do is accept that and get out of your own way. It's already done for you. I'll see you in the next video.